All right, let's talk about the starting quarterback of the Las Vegas Raiders. Gardner Minshew was named the starting quarterback after this performance, so I figured let's break down the performance, talk about what they saw in him, what they like, and maybe some things he still does have to improve, just given the fact that he's with a new team. There's things he's going to have to pick up on. At the end of the video, I'll give my rating 1 to 10 on how I thought he performed in this game, but yeah, let's get into the film itself, starting off with this play, which I really do think this is what they see in him. This is why he is the starter now, in my opinion. So you see the concept on the screen, right? Several routes, just trying to gain some yards here. Nothing too crazy, nothing probably even to get the first down here, but just gain some yards, move the ball forward. First, Minshew looks towards the bottom of the screen, and to be honest, he honestly could throw it there. There is a Cowboys player running over to try and make a tackle. I don't know, make a nice throw. He could turn up field and you could gain some yards. I wouldn't hate this throw if he just wants to make it, but it's also not like one he has to make, so he's going to decide not to. Instead, he looks over to Jakobi Meyers, and again, part of logic makes sense, right? The guy who was closest to Meyers is running towards the halfback, so let's look towards Meyers. The issue is that another linebacker is now kind of drifting in Meyers' direction. So Minshew keeps it moving, goes over here, and now because that linebacker was kind of moving over, and the linebacker on the other side of the field is moving towards the top of the screen, you have someone open right over the middle of the field. So Minshew fires it there, and like I said, it's not going for a ton of yards, might give you 5 yards or so, but it's these little things that I think they like with Minshew. He scans the field well, he reads things well, is going to put the ball in the right spot, and isn't going to make too many mistakes. Now, I say he isn't going to make too many mistakes. He made some mistakes in this game. I thought he did. Something like this is worth mentioning, so it's a 2nd down and 10 situation right here, and it's just going to be a simple route, flip it to Jakobi Meyers running out to the flat towards the top of the screen. However, as you see, Minshew runs this play action, and he fires it, and I can't tell if that was just a misthrow or miscommunication. It could be a communication thing. It's possible he thought Meyers was going to kind of just go a little faster on that route. Meyers did slow up a little bit. Possibly, I don't know, maybe I'm making excuses, but this is something I saw. Like this one's kind of another one where he gets hit as he's thrown. That might have been a factor as well. Could have been a communication thing, but still, just a little bit off. These are things that you don't love to see, and I'm sure that is something that they took into the equation when they were considering if they wanted him to starter or not. This 4th down and 3 play was probably his biggest mistake of the day, so it's 4th down and 3, right? Which means taking a chance is not a horrible idea. Even if it's intercepted and they get a better return on it, like it's still usually worth the risk because that doesn't happen too often. If you have a chance to get a catch, you should go for it. So this quick slant route underneath the zone and coverage that the Cowboys are in, sure, makes sense to look here. Minshew takes the snap, he looks over right here, and honestly, you can see what he sees, right? I mean, this does appear to have a chance of work. Not a wide open chance, but a chance of working. However, that Cowboys linebacker is reading this play pretty well. And unlike that play I showed you earlier, where Minshew kind of read the linebackers and was able to get over and make a play, this time he's, I think, just moving quickly because of the 4th down. Throws this one probably too early, probably got locked onto that read a bit too early, and to be honest, he was lucky that wasn't a pick 6. That a pick 6 was very possible. So again, it's 4th down and 3, and an interception hurts the stat sheet, but doesn't hurt anything else. But the pick 6 would have definitely hurt, so got away with one there. It was a mistake. But for the most part, I thought other than that, I thought Minshew played well. I really did. A lot of it was just, hitting the layups, doing the simple stuff, something like this. It's a man coverage play. You have a receiver who's running a route that's going to get towards the top of the screen right here. So when Minshew takes the snap, it's all about timing, right? Going to get rid of it right now. You see right here, this play is open. There's a window. It's not wide open by any means, but it's open enough. But this throw is well-timed that even if it wasn't exactly a perfect throw, I probably would like that to be a little bit higher. It was good enough, and again, the timing is really where Minshew thrives. I think getting the timing down is a very difficult thing for quarterbacks to handle, but he does a really good job at being able to just time these plays well, and that's very nice to see. Also, something like this, where what's going to happen on this one is, I think I talked about this in my last Gardner Minshew film study, but I'll talk about it here as well, is that he has a tendency to make big plays happen, which is interesting because you don't view him as he's certainly not a guy with a cannon for an arm or anything like that, But a lot of times with routes like this, it's a deep shot. It's going to turn into a one-on-one matchup. Watch, Minshew takes the snap. He runs a play action, sees there's a one-on-one matchup, and says, okay, let's take a shot. And you see down the field, a lot of times people view this as like, okay, you have to have a big arm to make these types of plays. The guys with big arms, you immediately think, okay, downfield passing. But a lot of times with downfield passing, it's less about who has a cannon for an arm and more about, I mean, you have to have the arm strength to get the ball down there, but then it's more about timing and more about accuracy, which Minshew is very good at. As you see, this is a very well-timed and very accurate football, and they're able to pick up a big completion, and I think these are the things that they really like out of Minshew, is he gets the splash plays. So even if he misses a throw or two here and there, he's going to give you some good stuff, along with still doing a pretty good job at running the offense. So yeah, for Minshew, I didn't think this was like a great performance by him. I didn't think he was like outstanding or anything like that, but it was just constantly doing the little things. He did make some mistakes as well. So I do wonder if there was a bit of, maybe it's more of how O'Connell played, maybe it's more of they kind of were leaning towards Minshew already heading into this game. I don't really know if Minshew did like a ton. He certainly didn't do enough to make you say, oh yeah, he has to be the starter 100%. But he did enough to make you say, like, yeah, I think we'd be pretty good of him as a starter. I think that we feel pretty good about that. So I think that's kind of what he did. So, like, the numerical rating for this game, I think I'm going to give it like a 7. Like, it was pretty good, right? Made some mistakes, but mostly was hitting the layups. Did have a couple of really nice throws, a couple of nice plays in there as well. So I think 7 out of 10 feels fair for that. So, yeah, that's kind of how I view his performance. Also, I just want to mention, unrelated to Gardner Minshew, I do have a movie channel. If you like movies, check that out. It's Jackson Kruger Movies. The link is in the description below. Have some, movie reviews, things like that. So check that out. But yeah, back to Minshew. Like I said, I think it worked out all right, and I think it's probably pretty similar to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers last year with Baker Mayfield, right? Of, hey, we just noticed guys can be pretty solid. And like maybe it won't work out quite as well as it worked out for Mayfield and the Buccaneers, but it might. I mean, we did see Minshew. He didn't throw a perfect pass at the end of that Texans game, but had he thrown a perfect pass, the Colts are probably in the playoffs, and it was still a catchable pass in that one, right? So the Colts would have been in the playoffs had they won that game, and they probably would have won that game if they were just one drop pass away from doing it. So my point being, he is a capable player and can definitely make things happen, so I can see why the Raiders are going to have him as a starter. But yeah, those are my thoughts. What do you think? Let me know in the comments below. Always love hearing from y'all, and of course, as always, thanks for watching.